The blast of cool air that would transform summer driving forever flowed through the Packard Custom Super 8 on July 15, 1939. Bishop Pyne, Packard's chief engineer, sat in the driver's seat as outside temperatures soared to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet the interior remained a comfortable 72 degrees, thanks to the revolutionary weather conditioner system humming quietly in the trunk. "Gentlemen, we've just solved summer's greatest driving challenge," Pyne announced to his engineering team as the Packard glided through the sweltering streets of Detroit without a single bead of sweat forming on the passengers' foreheads. "No longer will drivers have to choose between suffocating heat or dangerous open windows at highway speeds." Packard's weather conditioner represented the first successful attempt to bring refrigeration technology into the automobile, creating a mobile, climate-controlled environment that would revolutionize comfort expectations for all future vehicles. The engineering achievement was staggering. Packard had figured out how to install, power, and control a complete air conditioning system in a moving vehicle, overcoming challenges that had stumped engineers for decades and creating technology that would eventually become standard equipment on nearly every car in America. What started as a luxury feature for wealthy customers in hot climates would ultimately democratize comfortable driving and enable the development of entire regions that had previously been considered too hot for comfortable automobile travel. If you love discovering the untold stories behind automotive history's most incredible innovations, please like this video and subscribe to the Car Chronicles. 1900s to 1930s. The summer driving problem. For the first 4 decades of automotive history, driving in hot weather was an exercise in endurance that tested the limits of human comfort and safety. Cars had no climate control beyond opening windows, which created dangerous crosswinds at highway speeds and filled passenger compartments with dust, exhaust, and road noise. Summer driving in places like Texas, Arizona, and Florida was genuinely dangerous. Metal car bodies became ovens that could reach internal temperatures exceeding 120 degrees Fahrenheit, causing heat exhaustion, dehydration, and impaired judgment that led to serious accidents. Driving across the desert in summer was like traveling in a mobile furnace, recalled automotive historian Susan Baker. Families would start driving at 4 a.m. to avoid the worst heat, and even then, many trips had to be abandoned when passengers became overcome by heat exhaustion. The problem was particularly acute for luxury car buyers who expected comfort and convenience from their expensive automobiles. A $3,000 Packard or Cadillac might offer every conceivable luxury feature, except the most basic requirement for summer comfort: cool air. Early attempts at automotive cooling used ice boxes, or primitive evaporation systems that were messy, ineffective, and often dangerous. Some entrepreneurs sold aftermarket cooling devices that used dry ice or chemical cooling agents, but these solutions were expensive, temporary, and potentially hazardous in enclosed spaces. Automotive engineers recognized that mechanical refrigeration represented the only practical solution for automotive air conditioning. But adapting home and commercial refrigeration technology to automotive applications presented seemingly insurmountable challenges. 1930 to 1938. The engineering challenge. The fundamental problem was creating a refrigeration system that could operate reliably in the hostile environment of an automobile, while being powered by the vehicle's engine and controlled by the driver. Every component had to be redesigned for automotive use. Compressors designed for stationary applications couldn't handle the vibration, temperature extremes, and variable power supply of automobile operation. Evaporators and condensers had to be sized for automotive installation while providing adequate cooling capacity. Refrigerant systems had to be sealed perfectly to prevent leaks during constant motion and vibration. Power was another critical challenge. Automotive air conditioning required significant energy to operate, potentially reducing engine performance and fuel economy. The system had to be designed to minimize power consumption while providing adequate cooling capacity for passenger comfort. Control systems presented additional complexity. Drivers needed simple, intuitive controls for temperature, fan speed, and system operation. But the underlying refrigeration technology required sophisticated regulation to prevent damage and ensure reliable operation. Automotive air conditioning required solving dozens of interconnected engineering problems simultaneously, explained refrigeration engineer Willis Carrier. Each component had to work perfectly with every other component while operating under conditions that would destroy conventional refrigeration equipment. Packard began serious air conditioning development in 1936, assembling teams of automotive engineers, refrigeration specialists, and manufacturing experts to tackle the challenge systematically. 1938 to 1939. The Packard breakthrough. Packard's engineering breakthrough came when the team developed a complete automotive refrigeration system using R12 refrigerant, a belt-driven compressor, and innovative packaging that fit all components into the trunk without compromising passenger space. The weather conditioner system was elegantly integrated into the vehicle's design. The compressor was driven by the engine through a belt system. The evaporator was installed in the trunk with ducting to deliver cool air to the passenger compartment, and the condenser was mounted in front of the radiator to use vehicle airflow for heat rejection. The control system was remarkably sophisticated for 1939 technology. Drivers could adjust temperature, select ventilation modes, and control fan speed through dashboard controls that operated mechanical linkages and electrical switches. A thermostat automatically maintained selected temperatures without constant driver attention. Packard's system was a complete solution that addressed every aspect of automotive air conditioning, noted automotive journalist Tom McCahill. It wasn't just cooling, it was climate control that could heat, cool, ventilate, and filter air while maintaining comfortable humidity levels. The system's reliability was thoroughly tested through thousands of miles of driving in extreme conditions. Packard engineers drove test vehicles across Death Valley, through the Arizona desert, and during summer heat waves to ensure the system could operate reliably under the worst conditions customers might encounter. July 15, 1939, the market introduction. Packard introduced the weather conditioner as a $274 option for the 1940 model year, equivalent to nearly $5,000 in today's money. The premium pricing reflected both the sophisticated technology and Packard's positioning of air conditioning as the ultimate luxury feature. The target market was wealthy customers in hot climates who valued comfort and could afford cutting-edge automotive technology. Packard's marketing emphasized the health benefits of climate-controlled driving and the convenience of year-round comfort regardless of weather conditions. Early customer response was overwhelmingly positive among those who could afford the option. Packard owners in places like Texas, Florida, and California became enthusiastic advocates for automotive air conditioning, describing the dramatic improvement in driving comfort and safety during summer months. The weather conditioner transformed summer driving from ordeal to pleasure, recalled an early Packard owner from Phoenix. We could drive comfortably at any time of day in any weather, opening up travel possibilities that had been impossible before. The automotive press was impressed by the technology's sophistication and effectiveness. Popular mechanics declared that Packard has brought the comfort of home and office air conditioning to the automobile. However, sales were limited by the high cost and the fact that most of the country didn't experience heat severe enough to justify the expensive option. Packard sold fewer than 1,000 weather conditioner systems in 1940. 1940 to 1945. World War II impact. World War II temporarily halted automotive air conditioning development as manufacturers converted to military production. However, the war years provided unexpected validation of climate control benefits in military applications. Military vehicles operating in hot climates, particularly in the Pacific Theater and North Africa, demonstrated the operational advantages of air conditioning for maintaining crew effectiveness and equipment reliability during extreme heat exposure. The military experience proved that automotive air conditioning was more than a luxury feature. It was operational equipment that could mean the difference between mission success and failure in hot climates. This validation influenced post-war development and marketing of civilian air conditioning systems. Packard used the war years to refine weather conditioner design and prepare for expanded post-war production. Engineers addressed reliability issues, improved efficiency, and developed manufacturing processes that could reduce costs while maintaining quality. 1946 to 1955. Industry adoption. Post-war consumer demand for automotive air conditioning grew steadily as Americans embraced comfort technologies and began moving to warmer climates in greater numbers. The development of Sunbelt cities like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Miami created markets where air conditioning was essential rather than optional. Other luxury manufacturers followed Packard's lead. Cadillac introduced air conditioning in 1941, Chrysler developed their system in 1953, and Lincoln offered climate control in 1955. Each manufacturer's approach was different, but all used automotive adapted refrigeration technology pioneered by Packard. The technology gradually improved in efficiency, reliability, and cost. Compressors became more durable, refrigerants became more effective, and control systems became more sophisticated. By 1955, automotive air conditioning was available across most luxury car lines. The social impact was significant. Air-conditioned cars enabled comfortable travel in previously inhospitable climates, supporting the development of Sunbelt cities and changing American migration patterns. Family vacation travel expanded to include destinations that had been too hot for comfortable automobile access. The legacy and modern impact. Packard's introduction of automotive air conditioning represents one of the most transformative comfort innovations in automotive history. By making hot weather driving comfortable and safe, air conditioning enabled the development of entire regions and fundamentally changed expectations about automotive comfort. The technology established important precedents for automotive climate control that continue to influence modern vehicle design. Contemporary systems use electronic controls, more efficient refrigerants, and sophisticated zoning, but they follow the same basic principles that Packard pioneered in 1939. From a social perspective, automotive air conditioning was essential to the development of Sunbelt America. Cities like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Houston could not have grown to their current size without air-conditioned transportation that made hot climates livable and accessible. The engineering achievements of the original weather conditioner system were remarkable for their time and remain impressive today. Packard's engineers solved complex integration challenges and created reliable technology using 1930s materials and manufacturing processes. Modern automotive air conditioning systems are far more sophisticated than Packard's original design, incorporating computer controls, variable displacement compressors, and advanced refrigerants. However, the fundamental concept of engine-driven refrigeration with passenger compartment climate control remains unchanged. Today, air conditioning is standard equipment on virtually all vehicles sold in warm climates and optional equipment in most temperate regions. The technology that began as an ultra-luxury option for wealthy Packard customers has become an expected feature that most drivers take for granted. Contemporary discussions about electric vehicles and fuel efficiency sometimes overlook the historical significance of the comfort revolution that automotive air conditioning initiated. Making vehicles livable in all climates remains one of the automotive industry's most important achievements. The Packard weather conditioner story reminds us that the most transformative automotive innovations are often those that address basic human needs and comfort requirements. Creating technology that makes driving pleasant rather than just possible has profound impacts on how and where people choose to live and travel. If this story moved you, subscribe to the Car Chronicles and hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to know that the greatest automotive innovations often focus on making driving comfortable and safe for everyone, regardless of climate or weather conditions. What's your most memorable experience with automotive air conditioning, saving a trip, or making driving comfortable? Let us know in the comments how climate control technology has influenced your automotive experiences and travel choices.